From the worm patriarchy to sheep behaving badly.
That's good.
That was bad. That was bad. Well, folks, we've got the news that proves that the world is a zoo on this edition of In Case You Missed It. Well, according to the old song about divorce, you better keep her. I think it's cheaper. Well, wealthy industrialist George David is learning that the hard way. The SmokingGun.com reports that his estranged wife, Swedish Countess Marie Douglas David, told the court that she needs more than the $43 million in their prenuptial agreement.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's just pittance of money because she spends, get this, brace yourself, $53,823 a week.
What?
A week.
On what?
Whoa. I mean, I don't know if she's a Swedish countess, but she's spending money like a U.S. congressman. That's what she's doing.
Trey's got a few things he wants to sell her. Got a number.
All right, here's some of her expenses. $8,000 a week for travel, $4,000 a week for clothes. What kind of clothes do you need? $4,000 a week.
Unbelievable.
And $1,000 for hair and skincare every week.
I could use that, yeah.
Yeah. But you'll love this. She only spends $30 a week for reading materials. I think mostly she reads the Neiman Marcus catalog. That's about it. But she must have figured out how to scrimp because she did file an update stating that she'd slashed her spending down to only $30,000 a week.
Oh, wow.
A real pauper, I say.
Yeah.
Anyway, the supply chain shortages must really be bad. Maybe she traded her Rolls Royce in for a Tesla so she could save on gas. I got to tell you, this story reminds me of the old joke about the guy whose credit card got stolen, but he didn't call the police because the thief was spending less than his wife.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. This week's Huck's criminal mastermind is a suburban Tampa man who kept repeatedly calling 911 to tell the police that President Biden needs to be placed in prison. And no, I was nowhere near Tampa. I was not there. Wasn't me. He got in trouble, though. He got charged with abusing the 911 line by calling about something that's not an emergency. I don't know about that. I mean, have you seen the news lately? Maybe it is. Anyway, you'll love this line. Police believe alcohol was involved.
You're kidding.
You always know when the last line of the story says, and it's believed that alcohol might have been involved. Yeah, I think that's probably a given. Anyway, he must have seen the price of booze. That's what really put him over the top. Next, we go to the latest battlefront of the gender wars, parasitic worm names. You ever thought about that?
Never.
Me neither. But in New Zealand, researchers have found that over the past 20 years or so, nearly 600 newly discovered species of parasitic worms were named after scientists, but only about 19% of them were named after women. I mean, let's have some, gender parity here.
Absolutely.
I mean, because every woman would love to have a parasitic worm named after her, wouldn't they?
I can't imagine that being a life goal.
I can't either, but, even the hookworm was named after Captain Hook. Yeah.
Trey, he's gone over the edge.
I don't know if that's a joke or...
I might know that guy from Tampa, I don't know.
I want to move down.
The researchers blame this on consistent gender bias in parasitic worm naming, because I'm sure that's a subject. Now, to be fair, parasitic worm does truly sound like something that a woman would call a man. Personally, I think people who hunt for dumb stuff like this to be offended by, I think they are the parasitic worm.
You're right.
I do. Finally, a favorite word, finally, let's stay in New Zealand where the term battering ram has a whole different meaning. There was a store owner over there who arrived one morning to find his front window smashed. He thought he'd woken up in Los Angeles, but it was still New Zealand. Security footage revealed that an escaped sheep had gotten into a headbutting contest with his own reflection. You know what this is like? This is like watching The View. That's what that's like.
Wow.
That's what that is like right there. Yep.
Come on.
That was good.
Sound effect. Sound
Oh, I
effect.
had it going there.
Well, before you get sheepish about these jokes and flock to the exits, we're going to end it all here. But remember, we read the news.